Welcome
to Leadcast. Let's go.
Intriguing.
Immediately.
It's my pleasure.
Without delay.
Hello and welcome to episode 219 of the Leadcast podcast. I'll be your host this week, Nick the King Cooper, and with me I have Aiden Frost Rock Arts.
Hey, we didn't record the intro 3 times.
No way, dude. Only four. No Chris this week. He's still out, but he will be back soon. So let's jump straight into it. Aiden.
We're jumping straight into nothing apparently because we don't there's like zero news this week.
Well, how was your week first, buddy?
Oh, you didn't ask me. You just said we're just gonna jump right at. I'm sad.
Yeah, and then I said Aiden.
Oh, Chris
on,
usually
you know
does
how the
this,
show
dude. I'm
works.
blaming it on you, dude. Chris is a better
All right,
host.
fine. I'll take credit for this. Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah, yes.
I mean, everyone was thinking. I'm just kidding. This week I didn't play nearly as much as I usually do. I don't think I played like any league. Actually, okay, that's probably a lie. Let me check how many. Oh, I can't because I hate this game. The game's down.
Yeah,
Anyways,
league is down at the moment, so.
I think I played like 1 or 2 ranked games with Nick, and other than that, I don't think I played any league this week. So, yeah, that was the thing. Nick and I are really good at ranked together, though. Like, we still have only like lost 1 game, I think, duo queue.
Yeah, I think we only played 2 games this week ranked, but we won both of them pretty easily. Like, and we were both like doing really well too.
It's so funny when we like we'll be halfway through the game, and I'll look at like your KDA and I'll look at mine. We're like total of like 4-1 20 something. And we're like, we're pretty all right at this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not really much to talk about for League because I only played like maybe 4 games total. Actually, probably not.
Yeah.
I probably only played the 2 with you because like I don't think I duo queued with my other people. Then I don't think I played any normals. Maybe I played 1 or we played those customs. That's what we did.
Oh yeah, we did a ton of custom games this week with just people in the club. That was really fun.
Yeah, I think I played like 2 or 3 of them, and they were fun. I know you guys played a lot more too, so
Yeah.
those are always fun. So if you guys, we should probably like plug the club again. Might as well. It's filling up though. We have.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many spots we have now, but if you want an invite to our Leaguecast club, send Aiden, myself, or Chris an invite, and we'll mention our summoner names at the end of the show. But go ahead and like send us an invite or a message and just be like, hey guys, like, can I get an invite to the club? And we'll be sure to add you.
Yeah, I was getting like 4 or 5 like friend requests a day, and I just instantly add everyone. I'm like, I know
Yeah,
where they're
exactly.
here.
It was so cool to just get like to log in and get a bunch of friend requests.
We have like 45 people in the club, and I think the max is like 50 though right now. So hopefully they'll extend that because like it's really cool. Just like I feel like we're playing a lot more with fans now, so it's fun.
Yeah, it's so nice to. One of the like best changes I feel like they've made is to be able to see chat from before you've logged in.
Oh yeah, see what people were talking about and shit.
Yeah, and you can just be like, yeah, like I totally agree with that, or you know, put in your opinion on something that people were talking about 15 hours ago.
Yeah, I think clubs are brilliant. I really hope that they don't keep it like I see why they keep the limit at 50 right now, or at least I see why they implement it as like a limit of 50. Is because clubs are meant as kind of like esports-ish type things. Like maybe your university or college would have a club. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Rather than,
more
like,
intimate than like a chat room sort of
or
thing.
like a community or something like that. Like
Yeah.
I understand. Hopefully they still extend it because like it's just so much better than chat rooms right now. Like they're crazy compared to chat rooms.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like they should give you the option of keeping it small if you want, but also increasing the limit if you don't.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
As for non-league games, I purchased this little game called The Culling, which is which is kind of like another survival type of game. It's kind of similar to one of the H1Z1 modes, so where you're dropped into a world. It's kind of smaller than that because like you're dropped into a world with 16 players, and it's kind of just like a survival game where you craft shit, you call in airdrops. So it's very, very, very similar to the Hunger Games. Like it definitely it lifts a lot of things from the Hunger Games, like the poison and shit like that, like the map closing in, cutting off sections. It's really, really cool though. I put like 16 hours into it this week, which is a lot because I've played like maybe 5 hours of League. But man, that is the best $15 game I've ever bought, at least currently, and I'm still having a ton of fun with it. And now I'm watching like pro players play, well, pro players, but like people who are good at the game playing it, and people are so good at it. It just makes me want to become better at that game.
Yeah, I also purchased it, and we played a couple games together, and I think right now we are what? We are like 1-2, 1-3.
1-3, but I mean, like our first game we lost, but that was kind of like you were learning the game in the first game that we played.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
The second game we literally won the match, which is pretty impressive. And then the third game we played today, we came like where there's another team of 2 left, and we were a team of 2, and we lost to them because they fucked us up really hard.
Yeah, but we did have like most damage dealt that round.
Oh yeah, we killed like 6 people out of the 16
Yeah.
in the game.
Yeah, but yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah, that's all I really played though. Like the culling is just really addicting right now.
Yeah, it is. Anything else?
No, that's actually all of my what I did this week.
Nice. Well, mine is going to be very similar to Aiden's. Of course, I worked a bunch. This was my 4-day week, so I didn't have a lot of time to really do anything. But I played a couple games of League of Legends, not too much. Yeah, the ranks went pretty well. The customs were super fun. Yeah, like join the club, join us in these custom games. They're a lot of fun. And then, yeah, pretty much the culling. I played a couple games without Aiden, and I won one of them, and I lost the rest of them. So, but it's super fun. It's super fun. I would recommend picking it up for sure. And I think outside of that, that's kind of it. Like my week was kind of boring and very similar to Aiden's.
I actually had one more thing that I was going to mention.
Okay.
So, some people may know my old account name. Nick, do you know my old account name?
Frost, right?
Yeah, with the cool little thing,
Yeah.
the little hat I like to call it on the O. So my account name way before that was something different, and then I was waiting for the name Frost to become available because I like that name. It's a pretty cool name. It's short, like one word thing, which I always kind of like wanted as a name, like a one little word name. So I was waiting for Frost. The day that the name comes available, I go to get it, and some motherfucker had taken it, right? Literally the day that it came up, right? So that guy, I've been checking up with his op.gg and his lol king and all that shit, like, a long time. He's always just slightly above me in rank, you know what I mean? He's a Jax main. I think we've had people comment on the Facebook page, like, lol, saw Frost playing in a game with, like, Voyboy. It's like, nope, that's not me. That's someone who's slightly better than me. Like, he finished, like, Diamond 4 or something that I finished Diamond 5. Like, you know, he's just slightly better than me. So I checked his op.gg today, right? This was, like, a couple nights ago. I was like, I wonder how this guy's doing. Or if he still even has the name. He still has the name. Dude, he had 2 more LP than me in Plat 2. I'm Plat 2, something point, 65. He was Plat 2, 67 points, right? Mm-hmm. And he had 1 more game than me. We're literally the same person. Like,
pretty much.
Like, what the fuck? How close is that, though? Same league, 2 points, 1 game difference? Like, that's crazy.
What was your, like, win ratio? Was it that much different?
I don't know. I didn't check it. I just looked at the number of games and the LP and stuff. My win ratio is pretty shit, so I'm sure his is better, but, like, it's just really cool. I'm like, that's really funny that... Like, I'm sure he has no idea that, like, I've been checking up on his thing for, like, the past year.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
But, like, it's just really cool checking it. I'm like, wow, we're, like, literally the same yellow.
Yeah.
I should 1v1 him for his account name.
You should, message him.
He's a Jax main, dude.
Happens, you know?
That's why he's
play
shit.
like Renekton or something.
Yeah, dude, I'll plow him. No, but I thought it was funny. I, like, looked it up. I'm like, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, that was it for our weeks. We'll jump into the news. Patch 6.6 was out, and we did record it before the show, but it'll probably be uploaded after the show. So go listen to that, check it out. We kind of explain it a little bit.
It's pretty short, yeah.
Yeah.
As for actual news, there really isn't any. So on Reddit though, there's still the whole we need solo queue versus dynamic queue debate, because Riot released this giant post. I'm not sure if you saw this post, Nick, being like, oh, dynamic queue so far, and some stats and stuff like that, right? Like showing how dynamic queue, it's like 98 point something % of the time when a player solo queues, only like 0.03% of the time or something like that, a player gets matched up with a pre-made 4 when they solo queue, and only like 3% of the time they get matched up with a pre-made 3, I think of that, like a 3-man or something like that. And then the rest of the time it's like all singles or doubles. So they're kind of like outlining that and stuff. And then like halfway through their post, they make this really, really vague comment about solo queue, like how like they're not sure how it will work and stuff like that, and if it really fits the game, despite the fact that they promised it a couple months ago. You know what I mean? And people on Reddit have just been bitching about it for like weeks.
Yeah.
So it sounds like this is kind of like them prefacing that they're not going to release solo, at least from what most people took of it. And like if you read it, you can kind of see what they're trying to do.
Yeah, if I had to take a guess, I'd probably say it's not coming out.
Which I personally am fine with. Like I like dynamic queue so much. Like I think it was a huge improvement to the game. I understand why people. Actually, I don't understand why people are upset because like they've released statistics saying that it doesn't really change much. The only thing I think it affects is super high elo. Like it actually fucks super high elo.
Yeah, it does really hard.
Like literally, I feel bad for them because like there'll just be some games where you just play against like fucking SKT. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't win those games, right? Like there's just zero way you win those games. So I understand why that kind of sucks, but as for like every other ELO in the game, I think it was an improvement. But yet people are complaining. They're like, oh, people who dynamic queue don't actually deserve the rank. Like I saw this Janna main, she got carried all the way to Diamond 3. It's like, okay, well, I'm sure you can just play Janna and get carried all the way to Diamond 3 because she's a super fucking easy champion. But like, people are just making more excuses, I think, than anything else.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like when I go to Reddit, I feel like I'm the minority by like liking the new mode, despite I think it brought a lot of positive things to the game.
I actually did too. Like at first, I was in support of solo queue like all the way, but now it just I don't know. Dynamic queue, it feels good. You can just queue it with as many or as few friends as you want. Just get in there, play some ranked, and then I don't know. I like it a lot better than it's way more fun to play League of Legends with your friends than by yourself.
That's the point I've always tried to bring up. Like I don't think the last time I played a solo queue game was. Actually, other than like placing my Smurf account, I think I played a couple. But other than that, I don't think I've played a solo game of League of Legends in over a year. Like I just don't have fun playing this game by myself. Like I'd rather go play any other game, right? Like this game is really fucking good, like fun with with friends and stuff. Like just shooting the shit with some friends and playing League. But it doesn't matter. Like people are always gonna bitch and complain now that it's if you play dynamic queue, your rank doesn't actually matter and stuff like that. But it's just annoying.
At the same time, though, like I could see the point of view where it's like, yeah, your rank should be based on your skill level, not the people you're queuing with skill level. You know?
Yeah, I understand that, but I just if they release solo queue, even if that was the only ranked queue, I just wouldn't play ranked. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Maybe I just don't understand why so many people have the viewpoint of solo queue is the only thing that matters. It's like, well, it's a game, right? Like. Yes, I guess your rank matters, but like the reason I play ranked is because it's a more competitive way to have fun with people. You're right. Like me and you don't just go like duo queue normals together, right?
No, yeah.
It's just a whole thing. It doesn't sound like they're gonna release solo queue, which I'm fine with. I understand why there's community backlash, especially in high elo. Like I feel bad for people in high elo, but like I'm talking like top like 0.05% of players.
Yeah, their
like,
queue times are an hour long sometimes. You know, it's like 5 minutes most for you and I, which, it's kind of a long time, but still, that's way less than an hour of basically doing nothing with 30,000 people watching you,
And it definitely, like, it's even worse for, obviously, like, the like, mid lane and jungle and stuff like that. Like, I was watching a Wild Turtle stream last night, and him and Adrian were doing, I believe it was him and Adrian, someone was on another Smurf, whoever was supporting him, right? Mm-hmm. And the way they were abusing the system to get 80 carry support really fast is they both queue their like 80 carry / support role as their primary, and then they queue mid as their secondary, and they get queues in like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
It's just like that. That's kind of it. Kind of sucks that they're having to abuse the system to do that, but
oh, yeah.
Either way, I think whatever Riot chooses to do, I think it will be absolutely fine. I think the game's in a good state right now.
Yeah, I think so too.
As for the last little bit of non-news sort of thing, did you see this new Scion skin?
It does. I don't know if I like it or not.
Did you see the ult animation?
Where it turns into a train? Yeah,
I did. Fucking train!
Yeah, that's pretty fucking sick. But I don't know. I don't know if I like it yet. I have to see it in game first.
The thing I found really cool was they hinted at it like way back when they released Mecha Aatrox and Malphite.
They did?
Like when they were I'm trying to find the post.
Where he was like Subject 0 or something?
Yeah, it's like I'm loading it right now. It's slowly loading on my super awesome internet. Yeah, it's right here. It says prototypes have been cleared for all testing. TXN9 components are stabilized, and transformation protocols have been fully enabled. We will begin rolling out 001, 01, 06, and 13. Breach and protocol. Mechas are at 5.21 deviation. Prototypes will undergo corrective programming. 00 has rejected its programming. All other prototypes have resumed service. 00 has been decommissioned indefinitely. And he's 00.
Holy shit.
It's
Yeah.
like, that's really, really cool.
That is really cool.
It's just such a little thing, but I'm like, that's interesting.
I love Cyan. I can't wait for him to be like meta again.
No, he's not fun. He's like the champion that you put your like friend who has like maybe a couple extra chromosomes, maybe one, and then he does well in lane. You know what I mean?
Maybe I'm that guy.
Like, I'm not sure if you ever played competitive threes. At
No,
all?
I didn't.
If you have a bronze friend and you're trying to like rank up in competitive threes, you put your bronze friend on Scion, because like Scion just hits shit. You can't miss anything as Scion, and he's just tanky and he does an alright amount of damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I think he's really fun to play, so...
I think he's still in a
I'll be
fine
excited
spot.
for him to come back.
I hope he doesn't get buffed is what I'm trying to say.
Well, yeah, I hope he doesn't get buffed, but, I would be excited to see him in the game again. I would rather see Scion than Nautilus.
Yeah, I think he's more fun to play against than like something like Nautilus, but still I feel like it's more the fact that Nautilus needs to be toned down rather than he needs to be like knocked up, despite them being like a very similar champion.
Yeah, I agree, actually.
It's just like there's just some champions where like this champion's just oppressive, like they're like really really easy to play and they just do more damage.
Old Maokai.
Oh yeah, old Maokai was a great example, right? But yeah, I think Scion. I've played against a couple Scions in ranked, and I mean, they do stuff. They win lane a lot of the time, and then they just kind of fall off, and I'm fine with that right now.
Yeah.
Anyways, I like the skin, dude. You need a couple train skins in the game, right?
I agree.
That's what my grandfather always told me. Yeah, that's it for like the news though. There really wasn't much.
All right, nice. We're gonna move on to the champion spotlight, and the champion this week is Karma. I think her title's the Enlightened one, right? Cool.
I had it right here. I don't have it right here anymore though.
I'm pretty sure it is. Her lore. Karma is a woman of indomitable will and unbound spiritual power. She is the soul of Ionia made manifest and an inspiring presence on the battlefield, shielding her allies and turning back her foes. A strong leader torn between tradition and revolution, Karma seeks to protect the peace of Ionia, by force if necessary. Karma once lived a tranquil life in a small Ionian village. Led by elder monks, the villagers... I was doing so good. The villagers practiced a tradition of benevolent magic and pacifism. Known for her powerful connection to the spiritual realm and beloved as a meditator amongst her people, Karma embraced these traditions as an essential aspect of the enlightenment sought by all Ionians. Her inner peace was tested when the armies of Noxus invaded Ionia. While the village's elder monks insisted their peaceful ways would spare them from violence, Karma had heard enough tales of Noxian cruelty to openly question the elders' wisdom. Stern and unmoving, they told her to trust in tradition. When the invaders marched on the village, the elder monks rode out to negotiate a bloodless end to the battle. The Noxian general was offended by their show of weakness and slaughtered the monks himself, as he ordered his soldiers to strike the village. As the Noxians advanced, the villagers prepared to accept death, bound to their peaceful vows. But Karma would not accept death and instead saw another way, sacrificing a single life to spare many others. To save her people, she drew upon the power within and summoned the full force of her will. A burst of spirit fire emerged from her body and spiraled toward the Noxian general. The flame took the form of twin dragons, the symbol of Ionia itself. It was the first time Karma had ever used her powers to harm instead of protect, and neither she nor the villagers had seen anything like it. When the magic subsided, the general had fallen before her and his soldiers had scattered. The opposing forces surrendered to Karma's strength, leaving her people and their traditions untouched. While the war raged on, Karma became a formidable leader of the Ionian resistance, but the conflict did not end when Noxus's armies fled the Ionian shores. Ionia became divided between the resistance fighters who craved vengeance and the monks who demanded a return to spiritual tradition. Karma saw a third path, one that combined the strength Ionia found in the war with the peaceful traditions the nation had still held dear. She now seeks to return her ravaged land to an enduring peace. Your spirit is something no one can take from you. Use it wisely.
She's pretty cool.
Yeah, she's pretty sweet.
Do you remember what her kit was before? I don't remember personally.
Yes, her passive was you gained increased ability power as your health got lower. I don't remember her Q. Oh, her Q used to be that weird thing with the fans, where it would heal and damage at the same time.
Yeah. That was interesting. But like,
yeah, that was really cool.
Did she even have? No, she didn't have. Did she have Mantra at all before?
I don't think so. I can't remember. It's been a really long time.
It's got to be like 3 years ago, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
Oh, 3.5 is her rework. Huh. That's interesting. Oh, she had Spirit Bond. Remember that giant like wire thing, the big rope that she?
Yeah. Okay. All right. I found her previous abilities. Her passive was Inner Flame. You gain more ability power for each % missing health. Her Q, so her ultimate still was like a mantra.
Okay, yeah.
And you stored two of them. Yeah, her W was Spirit Bomb. Oh yeah, where you did it with an ally or an enemy unit. And then her E was still pretty much the same.
Dude,
but it did a
Spirit
ton
Bomb
of damage
awful.
if you did it. Oh man.
It was so awful though as a skill.
It was pretty bad just because it gave movement speed. Like, although alright, nowadays, can you imagine just like mantra? So the mantra Spirit Bond from old at max rank, it would give you and your ally 40% move speed. Like, holy shit.
I guess that is pretty strong. Yeah. She's interesting.
Huh. Yeah. New Karma, on the other hand, League is back up, by the way, so I'm going to go into
I'm
the
logged
client
in
real quick. We've made some excellent progress in the champions. Alright, so our passive is called Gathering Fire. Reduces Mantra's cooldown. Mantra's her ultimate. Each time Karma damages an enemy champion with one of her abilities or basic attacks. Her Q is called Inner Flame. Karma sends forth a ball of spirit energy that explodes and deals damage upon hitting an enemy. Mantra bonus, in addition to the explosion, Mantra increases the destructive power of her Inner Flame, creating a cataclysm which deals damage after a short delay. Her W is called Resolved Focus. Karma creates a tether between herself and a targeted enemy, dealing damage over time and revealing them. If the tether is not broken, the enemy will be rooted. Mantra bonus, Karma strengthens the link, healing herself and extending the root duration. Her E is called Inspire. Karma summons a protective energy shield that absorbs incoming damage and increases the movement speed of the protected ally. Her mantra bonus energy radiates out from her target, strengthening the initial shield and applying Inspire to nearby allied champions. Her ultimate mantra, Karma empowers her next ability to do an additional effect. Mantra is available at level 1 and does not require a skill point.
That's hot.
So Karma, what do we think about her role? Like, so obviously she has two roles, support and mid lane.
I think she's way better as support than mid, though.
I agree.
Like a big amount better. Like a large amount, yeah.
Like, mostly because, like, her one damaging ability does a ton of damage, but it's her one damaging ability.
Didn't her... Fuck. Wait. Hold on, I'm confused. Oh, wait, never mind, that was her oldie. Holy shit, why am I getting her, like, oldie confused with her newie?
I have no
Because her
idea.
oldie used to burst, right?
It used to shield and burst.
Yeah. Well, for some reason, I thought her like Nui still did that, but it doesn't. So yeah. She literally only has one real damage ability, right?
Yeah, her W does damage, but it's never gonna be enough where it's like, wow, my W did a lot of damage that fight.
No, but her like Q does 1,000,000 fucking damage.
It does 1,000,000 damage.
Dude, it scales. Wait, it scales up to like 350 as a Q. That's crazy.
Base damage, yeah. That's why she's so good support. Her base abilities are like super good, and then you mantra them, and it's great. She's really kind of got the Lulu effect, where she's a really gold efficient champion. She doesn't need many items to be useful in a team fight.
Yeah, she's very, very similar to Lulu in that aspect, I guess.
Yeah, she's kind of like a worse Lulu in my opinion.
I guess like you pick her because Lulu's banned more often. I guess that's the main reason.
Yeah. Skill order. What do we skill first? Q.
It's got to be Q, right? I'm pretty sure. Like first.
All right. Most Karma supports we're gonna talk about are mainly as support. Are gonna skill Q first, but in the LCS I've seen a lot of the pros skill E like max E first.
Okay, but I meant like skill at like level 1, right? You still want
Oh, at
Q
level
first.
1, yeah, gotta take Q.
Yeah, and then you max your shield, right? Because your shield's crazy good, or at least I think you should. 'Cause I think her Q's like strong, but I mean, the shield scales really well too.
Yeah. Okay. So either Q or shield. And then do we level the other second or?
I would definitely level the other second. I don't think her W is that strong. It's probably the weakest of her abilities.
It's pretty terrible. I think I've seen it maybe root like 3 times ever. It's broken pretty easily. What do we build on her?
Oh God. Well, you definitely start with Spell Thief's Edge.
Yes.
That's definitely the support item you want on her because you're going to be poking a lot with her. She's very easy to poke with, actually. What do you like transitioning into for like boots at least? Obviously, you want to go side certain stuff, but
for boots, I would probably stick with like boots of swiftness, or if you've got a bunch of kills, maybe boots of magic. What are they called? Boots of penetration?
Yeah.
Is that what they're called? Really?
I believe
Sorcerer's shoes.
Yeah,
holy shit!
Sorc boots. Yeah.
I've played this game for 6 years.
Pen boots.
Yeah, Sorc shoes are really good if you get ahead, but otherwise, I don't know. A lot of people are gonna say Iron Boots of Lucidity, but Aiden and I kind of share the same sentiment. Like, it's only 10% cooldown reduction, and every support item in the game has cooldown reduction.
I think they're fine on supports. I just don't think they're good on anything else. Like, I wouldn't tell people not to build them. You know what I mean?
I would tell people not to build them. I
think Swifties are the best boots on supports, but I mean, the reason why I like the only argument I have for like saying CD boots are like good on supports is because they're still the cheapest boots in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're still cheap. Yeah.
So therefore, like you're playing a low econ champion, so they're kind of easy to build.
Yeah.
Like you're never going to build Merc Shreds on a support just because you don't want to spend like 400 extra gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, every support item in the game has either 10 or 20% cooldown.
Oh, I agree with that. But yeah, I see the argument for it because of like at least like economy wise.
But yeah, I would go Spell Thief, Sightstone, Frost Queens, then Boots, and then situational items, Aegis if you need it, into Locket or Banner if
Locket's core. If you're playing support, you need Locket, okay? Like 100% of the time. Because if you don't buy Locket, that means your fucking jungler does. And if your jungler does, your jungler is going to be sad. I can tell you that. Like when I'm playing top lane, Tom Kench, and I see that my support didn't buy Locket, I'm like, nope, I'm going to build Locket for my jungler. Fuck that. I'm not making my jungler play low econ.
Yeah. Locket's just too good to pass up.
Yeah, you need it every single game, no matter what. Even if they have like 1 AP.
Yeah, just the shield is like 1500, bonus health pretty much.
It's dirty.
And then just like super situational support items, like if they have a lot of CC, Mercurial's, Mikhail's Crucible, an armor item, Frozen Heart, something like that.
It feels weird building Frozen Heart on a lot of supports because like you want health, I guess, because you're already very squishy. But I mean, it's more for the aura than anything. Like not the aura, you know what I mean? Like the is it an aura?
The debuff aura, yeah.
It is an aura. Okay, I thought it was. It's what's it called? The shield one is the one that is on hit. Why am I blanking on the name of it?
Randuin's Omen?
Randuin's Omen is the one that's on hit. I always get their passives mixed up. I always think that one of them's aura. Yeah, so Frozen Heart's aura, so that's why you buy it, not because like stats so much, but for like the aura, which is super effective in team fights.
Yeah. But yeah, then support itemization's kind of like a little boring, So situational support items. Strengths and weaknesses?
I actually don't. Okay, I don't play against very many. I don't think I've played against a Karma in a long time. I've seen her in LCS. So like in LCS at least, her laning phase is actually pretty strong, just based on the fact that you have a very strong burst spell and a very strong shield spell. So trading is fairly easy, I guess, in lane. As for like later in the game, I don't know how well she does actually. I think she kind of falls off slightly. I'm not sure at least.
Yeah, I think she does. Her shield's always going to be strong like throughout the entire game, just because you can hit the mantra shield, lock it, and then bust out like, I don't know, a lot of health, like 500 shields for your entire team.
I was going to say, if anything, she's probably better at small trades, right? Just based on the fact that you want to have mantra spells for those, and then when you don't have mantra spell, you're kind of weaker, I guess. You're innately weaker.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. Do we have any wrap-up final thoughts? Best skin?
I would definitely recommend that people play Lulu over Karma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even in the mid lane, like, Lulu's better than her mid, too, right? Like,
I think so, yeah.
Lulu's just, like, yeah, a better champion. She kind of fills the same role. She has a very strong shield, very strong poke, you know what I mean? But, like, Lulu's more versatile, has a better ultimate, I'd say, arguably.
Definitely better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, the fact that Karma's mantra skills are better than Lulu's regular skills, I think.
Yes, yeah, I would agree.
Except that they're less versatile. But when Karma has non-mantra skills, it's not like they're very, very even, and then Lulu's ultimate's so fucking good. I don't know. I think Lulu's just way better as a champion. They're like they fill the exact same role as like a supporty mid-ish type character.
Yeah.
Yeah. So try to play Lulu if you really want to play Lulu, then play Karma, I guess, because she's like Lulu V2. But
yeah. Best skin? I think
does she even have cool
skins
skins?
Here. Yeah, she's got some pretty cool skins.
I'm looking them up.
I think there's pretty well one option.
Pretty well one option. So it's not going to be classic because I don't like classic at all. It's not going to be Sun Goddess.
Actually, I like her classic more than traditional.
Yeah, okay, I agree with that completely. Obviously, the right answer is Order of the Lotus.
Yeah, right? Order of the Lotus Karma is pretty great.
Yeah, it's definitely the best one.
But Warden Karma is pretty good too.
Yeah, they're not terrible. They all fit her character, I think. But
yeah. All right, so that was the Karma. Go play Lulu.
Yeah. Can that be the summary for Karma? Yeah, that's our rundown of Karma. Go play Lulu.
Yeah, I'm sorry if your favorite champion's Karma, but she's just not a good Lulu.
Chris, the episode title better be something along the lines of Karma. Go play Lulu.
Yeah. So let's move into Roundtable.
Yeah, my section. So last week the question was, Kirby wanders into the League of Legends and eats a champion. What champion did he consume, and what power did he gain? So we had a lot of cool answers on the Facebooks and the Twitters. I'm going to start out with Mark's answer. He said, Mark said on Facebook, Kirby eats Kha'Zix. He gains the power of consuming and adapting. Oh, wait, shit. Casper said, he actually gave two answers, like they were both pretty funny. They kind of like linked together too. I want Kirby to eat Draven, not for spinning axes or something. I just want him to have that glorious mustache. And then he said, serious answer though. Eat Ari, gain the ability to throw hearts and charm enemies, taking them over to your side for a few seconds. You'd defeat enemies by turning them against each other. That'd be awesome. That'd be an awesome Kirby ability. Smile emoticon. So then we have Alex's answer. Alex said, Kirby eats Gentleman Cho'Gath and gets a top hat and monocle and the scream ability where he just shouts polite comments to silence enemies. Jamie said he eats Draven and gains the ability to Draven, which is pretty good. John said Kirby eats Lee Sin and proceeds to stumble and trip off the platform. GG easy. Blindness is the best ability to gain. Carlos said Kirby eats Yorick and everybody forgets about him. There's never been a truer answer than that, right? Eli said Kirby eats Gragas. He doesn't gain a new power, he just gets really fat, which is kind of funny because Kirby's already like literally just fat. I don't even know how you describe him. He's literally just fat, right?
That's pink ball, yeah.
If fat was a substance, it'd be Kirby, right?
Yeah.
And then Nathan said Kirby eats Nami, gains scales, and makes large spit bubbles. Could you imagine just Kirby Nami in League, where it's just like he just like makes a spit bubble, and that's how her Q works? Just like
I don't know. I don't want to think about that. That sounds terrifying.
So funny. On the Twitters, we got a couple of cool answers. Irish Nightmare said he consumes Teemo and gains the ability to plant mushrooms with Noxus traps. Best way to get back to Dreamland, am I right? I thought that was pretty funny. Oh, putting slashes on the document. Comeback Kid said Lux. He gets beautifully long flowing hair and then the horrifying laugh. Oh, and a giant freaking laser. It's pretty.
Nice.
That's pretty good. And then Blank Mega said, Kirby walks in and absorbs Zir. He'll make walls like no other. And hashtag make Summoner's Rift great again. So those answers were pretty awesome. So be sure to check out the rest of them on the Facebooks and the Twitters because there's lots more. A lot of the classic, he eats a champion that eats stuff. Oh wait, it's still Kirby, right? So this week's question is going to be, what champion can you just not seem to do well on despite how many times you try to learn them?
I have one.
Yeah, sure.
Regardless of how many times I play her, I cannot play Kindred for some reason.
Why not? What happens every single time?
I just don't do any damage and I die way too easily. It seems like every Kindred I play against is super OP, like in 1v5 with her ultimate. And then I just die.
And you're like, fuck, I'm playing a marksman in the jungle. And when you're playing against them, you're like, fuck, I'm playing a bruiser marksman in the jungle.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I've actually never played Kindred, but I should probably do that sometime. As for my champion, Nick, it's the wonderful Jax. Despite being one of the easiest champions in the game, like mechanics-wise, Jax is pretty simple. I can't learn him. Like every single time I play him, I either farm until late game and then kind of make some sort of an impact, you know what I mean? Not nearly enough to actually make up for how long I spent farming in lane sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Or I lose lane really hard because he's actually kind of hard to lane with against a lot of characters in the game right now. But man, I don't think I've ever won a game on Jax. Or if I have, it's kind of because I farmed 400 creeps and then kind of made an impact, not because I played well, because my champion is full build and does a lot of damage, right? Mm-hmm. But despite the fact that I own Pax Jax, I need to learn that champion because I own Pax Jax, but holy fuck, dude, I don't think I've ever had a clean game on that guy. It's just rough. Yeah. And he honestly has some of the best skins in the entire game.
He does have really, really, really good skins.
I'm looking through them right now. Every single one that's available in the store right now is good.
Yeah.
I need to learn that champion. Actually, I don't because he's awful right now. He's actually terrible, but I should learn it because I have cool skins for him. So, anyways, you guys can send your answers into the LeagueCast Facebook page or the LeagueCast Twitter, or you can send them to our email.
Yeah, mail at leaguecastpodcast.com.
Hype.
So moving on, let's talk about the LCS.
So, how many games did you watch this week, Nick?
I didn't watch many games, but I watched the CLG games.
So we'll talk about NA first, I guess. Yeah. So what do you think about this week? Obviously, what do you think about CLG, if anything? I thought CLG was kind of interesting this week.
Yeah. So I thought they came out and they put on a pretty good display of the kind of team they were. Neither of the games were really close. They kind of were both stomps. One of them being pretty well a perfect game, and then the other being clean. Even if they did give up I think it was 7-1 the end score. But yeah, it was pretty. I'm pretty pleased with how CLG is doing. They secured second place, which gets them a first round bye, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're definitely deserving of that spot. I believe. Obviously, taking the one game off of Immortals this entire split, right?
Yeah, so they started. I think they started the split. Oh god, they were 6-3, I believe.
Yeah, they lost to Dig in the first week, didn't they?
I think so, maybe. But they were 6-3 to start the split. Not too great, middle of the pack, and then they finished 7-2, the last half of the split. And one of those wins came against Immortals, So pretty happy with how they performed, and it means getting that second seed means they don't have to face Immortals until at least the finals. So
I don't think there's anywhere else to face them.
Well, you could no. So there's two sides of the bracket.
Yeah.
Where it was the first seed is never going to match up against the second seed.
Yeah, I know.
until the finals, yeah.
If they're both in semis on other sides, they're not going to play until finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of interesting. It was cool seeing TSM shit the bed again another week in a row.
Yeah, TSM not great. I don't know what the problem is, but their team is so stacked. They should be the best team in North America.
They obviously have some shot calling issues. That's pretty apparent, right?
Yeah, it has to be that, dude.
Did you watch the NRG game that they played, or no?
Wasn't that the game where they were up 10,000 gold and still lost?
Yeah, they were up a lot against Energy, yes. And then Sven Skarin might have had the worst game I've seen anyone play this season. I'm not sure if you watched the Baron play, Nick. He might have solo engaged on 5 people with Gragas and not got his ult off. Like, TSM was, like, doing something. I think TSM soloed someone out and killed them or something like that, right? Or they were backing away from Baron or something. And then the camera pans up to Sven Skarin in the middle of 4 of them, or in the middle of 5 of them, because he belly flopped over the wall of Baron towards the rest of the team, and you're like,
oh no!
Like the cameraman wasn't prepared for Sven Skarin to go in 1v5 when his team wasn't there.
Holy shit!
GBM actually did an interview on Invin, the Korean Reddit sort of thing.
Reddit,
yeah. And his quote was something. Let me pull it up really quick. His quote's so fucking funny. It's a quote about the TSM Energy game, like about what's his name, about Sven Skarin's Gragas. Okay, here it is. Thankfully, the opposing Gragas didn't throw a keg. He threw the game.
That's really funny.
That's like really good. But as much as I love TSM, they don't deserve to be like top 3, and I'm glad they're not. Right? Like they definitely deserve that 6th place.
6th place. Like
they seem like a 6th place team right now, right?
they do seem like a 6th place team right now.
It seems pretty fair. Like I'm just gonna go through the standings really quick with Immortals in 1st, CLG in 2nd. Cloud9 in 3rd, Liquid in 4th, Energy in 5th, Energy in 5th, TSM in 6th, Echo Fox in 7th, Renegades in 8th, TIP in 9th, and then Dig in 10th. So, I mean, honestly, that seems pretty fair. Like, normally we would have expected TSM to be, like, top 3, but they're not playing like a top 3 team, so I actually think, like, this is actually... I like how it turned out. It definitely seems like there's no upsets with the team being in a different spot, right?
Yeah, totally. I think the biggest upset is probably Dignitas being last place, like over Renegades, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, Renegades swapped out their top laner and their mid laner, which I think has had a huge impact. Like, they've played really well as a team since they got Ninja and Seraph in, so...
Yeah, they really have.
It kind of makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised if Dignitas got relegated this split. They're not playing well enough to stay in, at least.
Yes. This is also the very last split of best of ones. I think... North America's moving to best of
3.
Yeah, North America's moving to best of 3, and Europe is moving to best of 2s. And there's no more auto relegation, so Dignitas can come back next split. It's just they have to beat Team TDK, Team Dragon Knights.
They have to win 2 best of 5s, yeah.
Yeah, promotion.
Because they have to beat both TDK and then they have to beat Renegades. So.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, they can play a total of 3 best of 5s, because like if they beat TDK and then they lose to Renegades, they can play the winner of Impulse and Apex. Okay, no, is that right? No, sorry. Yeah, they have to win. They have to win against both TDK and Renegades. So yeah, that might actually be hard for them.
It might actually be hard. This would be the first split, I think, without Dignitas, right?
Yeah, that's scary.
It is kind of scary. It's been alright. So North America's been like CLG, TSM, Dignitas, and like kind of Cloud9 always.
I was gonna say Liquid or Curse as the other team.
Oh yeah, I forgot about.
That's probably the better example, right? Because like they were the 4 that were in all the entire time so far.
Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be weird to imagine an LCS without Dignitas. So.
Well, it was weird seeing SK leave like last split in EU, right?
Yeah, it was really weird. They went from dominating first to relegated.
Yeah, they had some internal issues for sure. So NA looks interesting. Looking towards the playoffs, it's on the left side of the bracket. Cloud9 plays TSM, which I think is a good matchup.
Yeah, it should be a good matchup. I think Cloud9's going to take it pretty easily.
Yeah, unless TSM bootcamp's super hard, I don't see TSM taking it in their current state, right?
Oh, definitely. Unless
they like just straight up. But then again, TSM's pretty fucking good in best of 5s, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's going to be close. This is one of the better matchups, I think, of the weekend.
Yeah, the other matchup in the other side of the bracket is Liquid versus NRG.
That one should be all Liquid.
I hope Liquid takes it. Honestly, Liquid's been playing really, really well.
They have been playing.
Did you watch the LCS? Sorry. Did you watch the LCS Drive video on Matt?
Oh no, I didn't.
It's really well done. I'd recommend watching it after.
Yeah.
And then obviously so here's something that we should probably bring up, because I've seen like 8 different sites talk about it wrong. there's playoff reseeding this year, Nick. There's playoff reseeding. I'm not sure if you know what that means.
Reseeding? What's that
Reseeding,
mean?
meaning that the way that you place actually fucking matters in playoffs. Meaning that so the way the bracket works right now, TSM is on the left. TSM versus Cloud9 is on the left side of the bracket, right? And the way that it normally, the way that without reseeding, the way that it works, no matter who wins that game would play Immortals, right? And on the other side, out of Liquid and NRG, no matter who wins would play CLG, right?
Okay.
But the way that playoff reseeding works after the first round is if TSM wins against Cloud9, they play Immortals. If Cloud9 wins, they play CLG. Because Immortals got that first place spot, meaning they always get to play the lower seeded team.
That's kind of shitty.
No, it's good because it actually means something. Like it means that you can't fuck with the bracket by placing a different spot. Let's just say that Immortals was on the other side. Let's just say for some reason, okay, what if I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. I'm trying to. It's really hard to kind of I don't know. It's so you don't try to throw a game to come fifth, so you get on the other side of the bracket. You know what I mean? Because right now,
yeah, okay.
Let's just say that TSM was able to. Sorry, if there wasn't bracket reseeding and NRG threw TSM threw that game or something, I don't know. It's really hard to say. You know what I mean? It's hard to find an exact example. But the difference is that one side of the bracket between fifth, and sixth is playing against the bottom side. One side is playing against Immortals, right? Meaning that you want to get into the spot that plays against Immortals, but this way makes it so no matter what, the worst team plays against Immortals due to seeding.
Yeah, but then I see that as kind of it's good for first place, but I feel like it's kind of bad for every other spot.
Yeah, that's the point though, because you literally went 17-1 in the split. You're gonna have the easiest way to finals because you get to play against.
Okay, yeah, I could understand it for this, but what if it comes down to a tiebreaker between first and second?
I guess
suddenly you go from having to play third place Cloud9 to sixth place TSM.
There was a great example of it from last split, where a situation in which Liquid, if they threw their last game of the split, which was a tiebreaker, they could have had an easier playoff, I believe. Because there was no bracket reseeding. It was something like Team Liquid if they threw their last game and lost it, they would have played against TIP instead of Cloud9. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can see that, but
with this way, no matter what, they would have played against Cloud9. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just it makes it more fair. It makes it so there's no matches near the end that can just be thrown or in order to get a better spot.
Every win matters, yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of rewards those who do better in the season. So I think that's because right now, right before playoff reseeding was a thing, Nick, the only thing that your seed matters for is the first game of the tournament, right?
Yeah.
Right now, it actually carries through for the entire thing, so it actually rewards better players. So I like it, at least. I think it's a very positive thing.
I can see the pros, but I can see the cons too.
I think it also makes for the reason why it's good is because it makes it harder for a team to go on if you come in sixth, it's hard for you to get to finals. It's more rewarding if you do get to finals because you actually have to play through the best teams.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's there's no way TSM beats Immortals.
Yeah, and they shouldn't. That's the thing. Immortals should have an easy ride to finals because they fucking won the split by a lot.
Well, yes. In this situation, winning the split by a lot, I could see it being okay. But if if it comes down to a tiebreaker to be between first and second place, and you go from having to play third, so you finish second place as opposed to first place. Now you're playing the third place team as opposed to the sixth place team. But that just seems it seems kind of
the other method though, Nick, is random. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is 100% better because the other method is, what if Cloud9 TSM was on the bottom side of the bracket, right? What happens then? Then the winner, because I could see TSM beating CLG straight up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could too.
Because that would be a 50-50 draw on which side they play on, right? Whereas this way it guarantees that, Immortals, you know what I mean? It guarantees that the better players get an easy way, and I like that. I think it's good. I think it's really good for the scene.
Yeah, we'll just have to see how it turns out.
A lot of pro sports do this, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I just don't want it to turn out to be the number one seeded team will always get to the finals just because they have to play sixth place, fifth place, and then they're in the finals.
Yeah, I understand what you mean for sure, but
Like I don't want it to be too easy for the first place team to get in, and then the level of difficulty for the second place team is just immense, even though it could have come down to literally one team fight that decided first place.
I understand where you're coming from, though. I just think that there's more positives than negatives for it, I believe.
No, I think so too. It's just I think the negatives could be pretty nasty for the second place team, which happens to be CLG in this case.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. I just think that it's a good thing to eliminate people throwing games and shit for better
Yeah,
seating.
no. But at the same time, some of those games have been the more entertaining. Whenever, oh god, I don't remember. There were two teams in EU where
The shit
it
fest
literally
of like
didn't
Ramus and I remember the list. Yeah.
Yeah, when it was Ramus and Malphite.
I mean, that's because that game had no effect on anything. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but yeah, okay.
But yeah, I understand what you mean. At least, yeah.
I think it's a good change. I think they just have to be a little careful at not making it too easy for first place to just get an auto win in the finals.
I wouldn't call it too easy for sure. I just think that it's a smarter way of doing it. Like let's go to EU. Like we'll look at EU right now. So first place is G2, right? Second H2K, third Vitality, fourth Origin, fifth Unicorns of Love, sixth Fnatic, seventh is Elements, eighth is Splice, ninth is Rawcat, and 10th is Giants. So I think that so if we look at playoffs right now, so G2 gets G2 and H2K get a bye, right? Because they came first and second. Fnatic plays Vitality. The winner, if Fnatic wins, they play G2. If Vitality wins, they play H2K. And then the other side's decided by that, Origin versus Unicorns of Love, which I think is really good. I think that's a smart way of doing it because I don't think. You have to agree with this? If Fnatic upsets Vitality, then like them playing G2 is just part of the bracket because that's the way it's set up, right? But if Vitality easily beats Fnatic, I think they should get the benefit of being the higher seeded team get to play against H2K rather than just being shit on the wrong side of the bracket and having to play G2. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. Because all right, so looking at it from like G2 and H2K's point of view, G2 either like realistically they either get to play Unicorns of Love or no, they either get to play
Sorry, they either play they play either Fnatic or they play Unicorns of Love, right? I believe that's right. No, they play who? It's so hard to figure. I think they can actually play all three teams out of those three.
Yeah, so they either play Fnatic, Unicorns of Love, or Origin. Both like in 2 games separates them. I feel like Team Vitality is like on a whole different level than Origin, Unicorns of Love, and Fnatic.
I agree.
But it's
completely.
like H2K. So from H2K's point of view, they're pretty much locked into Vitality or Origin, like essentially.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I just think it's good reward. I just think this is, like overall it's a better format. Is what I'm trying to say. Yes, there's flaws.
No,
but...
I think it's a better format. I think it just could potentially screw over one team harder than
it benefits
like
the other
current format. Yeah,
I understand that completely. Yeah, I just think it's overall a good thing.
But I think this is way more fair to the overall like competitive integrity.
Yeah. And as for like EU overall news and stuff, the only thing I have really listed is the fact that I think it was last week. We might have talked about it on the show. I don't think we did, but we either talked about it on the show or like before the show, and we're like, oh, there hasn't been a Cloud9 in a long time, right? Like coming into the scene, like for example, Origin did it, where they came into the scene and then placed really well. You know what I mean? They went to Worlds.
Yeah.
We didn't even think that G2 came into the scene this year, right?
What?
Yeah,
it doesn't like it feels like they've just been here.
Yeah, like obviously Vitality bought Gambit's spot, but like G2 literally qualified and they got to the top. Like I didn't even think about that until this week, which is really cool. It's really nice seeing a challenger team actually do well.
Yeah, I agree. But it seems like they're a lot weaker than Origin and Fnatic were last year.
Oh yeah, I think the overall like top of EU is stronger than like the overall top of EU last year, though. You know what I mean? Like literally, Fnatic and Origin were the 2 teams last year that were.
So it's stronger overall, but I think EU will do worse at Worlds than they did last year.
I agree. I can see that. I think every other region's got strong also.
I think so. Yeah.
And then it's really funny seeing a team like Splice, the other team that got in, just not doing well at all. They're not
Yeah,
doing well.
5 and 13, not great.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It is the bottom three that can get relegated, right? I believe. Yeah.
So I think so it's the bottom three. 7th place is just like congratulations, you'll be playing in the EU LCS next year.
Okay, so
and then
yeah,
you just take a 6-month break.
the European promotion tournament starts on the holy shit! It starts tomorrow, dude. Did you know that? The 24th.
The promotion tournament?
Yeah,
Oh,
to get into
nice.
LCS, to LCS. That starts tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. All right, so the promotion tournament's this week. Next week is round 1 of the playoffs, and then 3 weeks from now is... No, not 3 weeks.
Starting on the 4th. Or starting on the 6th, I lied.
Yeah. So 2 weeks from this weekend is the semifinals.
No, it's
Yeah.
I was gonna say the promotion tournament for NA starts on the 6th.
Oh, does it?
It just seems weird that they're 2 weeks apart, doesn't it? Though.
Yeah. What is NA gonna do this week then?
What the fuck is NA? Like, why does NA
What's
get
the
2
schedule for this week?
I don't know. I know this week, like, okay, on the 24th is the promotion tournament for EU. Giants plays Copenhagen Wolves, right? The winner of that match plays against Splice, and the winner of that match goes to LCS, and the loser goes to this other match. And the other match is Rocket versus Huma, I think. That was the team that had all the controversy about not paying players and shit. So the winner of that match goes to LCS, but the loser plays in that other match against Splice or the loser of Copenhagen. You know what I mean? It's a really hard format to understand.
Yeah, it is kind of strange.
Yeah, it's pretty well. So like they removed the auto into LCS thing, so they made it so that the very last team of LCS has to play 2 best-of-5s. It's easier to look up the picture, I think, because like
Yeah, I would agree.
because there's a lot of like lower like losers bracket type of shit and stuff like that. But yeah, 3 teams will quote unquote go back to LCS.
Yeah.
It's just that the bottom team, being Dignitas and Giants, have to play an extra best-of-5 to get back in. They have to win 2 best-of-5s.
They have to play like a harder set of games than
Yeah,
to get back in.
that's crazy. I
that's-
honestly think that I don't know about the EU Challenger teams. I haven't watched the EU. I don't know much about Huma or Copenhagen Wolves, how they've been doing. But as for like TDK and Apex Gaming, I think Apex will get in personally. I think Apex is going to smash Impulse.
Yeah. I think so.
But like once again, like we've never seen these teams play like a Challenger team against an LCS team, despite Impulse being like not doing very well. I could see Apex just smashing them.
Yeah.
And then again, like Dig might win against TDK, right? Like TDK
Depends on which Dig shows up. Sometimes they're the best team in the LCS, and sometimes they're Dignitas.
Yeah, sometimes they have like 4 Barons and 8 Dragons and they lose.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's interesting. I think it'll be cool. So that starts tomorrow for at least EU. Then NA starts in 2 weeks for some reason. I don't know why they have a weird break, but sure, whatever they want, right?
Yeah,
and then
it's their show, so
yeah, shortly after that we have the playoffs for NA and EU, which I'm excited for. I think those are going to be both interesting. The only
should be
other
pretty good.
little bit of NA, LCS news, I guess, is NA LCS is Shaq and A-Rod investing in NRG. I'm not sure if you saw that.
Yeah, I did. It's really interesting, and I'm curious as to why they picked NRG.
Because the owner of NRG has like a stake in Sacramento Kings, which is the team that Shaq also has a stake in, I believe.
Okay, so it's kind of just like, hey, I'm into this. You should get into it too.
Yeah, I'm not sure if A-Rod is like, I'm not sure how like A-Rod is involved in that, but like either way, I probably just because Shaq was getting into it. You know what I mean? Just like, sure, get on the bandwagon, right?
They may have like shared a same agent while they were playing, and it's kind of just like, hey, Shaq is into this. Like, it's a good business opportunity if you're interested too.
Yeah, either way, like I think it's really good for esports in general. Like,
I think so too.
It's like the whole idea of for like the Raptors in Toronto. What's it called? Drake is their ambassador, right? Like,
yeah,
not like Drake has anything to do with basketball, but like he's got to bring so much fucking appeal to that team. You know what I mean? Just being like a public figure. You know what I mean? It's like the same idea. You have someone like Shaq or A-Rod representing esports or representing a certain team. That brings a lot of like at least attention to it.
Yeah, exactly.
So overall,
it's kind of got to be the same like fan base, you know, a little bit.
Yeah, at least sports wise, you know what I mean, like competition wise, I guess.
Yeah, where it's going to be like, hey, younger guys are generally the target audience, and it kind of mixes.
Yeah, I just think it's a really, really positive thing. I hope we see more of this in other teams. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I hope so too.
And that's it for EU and NA news. Be sure to look out for playoffs and promotion tournament.
Yeah, so pretty exciting stuff. We're going to jump straight into Mill Fight from here. The first one up is pretty applicable. It's from Centrifuge. It says, man, isn't it hilarious how predictable the EU LCS is? Just look at those three middle games. And he was talking about the three games from last week in the middle, where it was pretty much upset city.
It's like every single good EU LCS team was like, hey, let's just lose. Like, I'm actually pulling it up right now, but like it was ridiculous. Like, all the best teams lost. I'm looking. I have it right here. So yeah, Fnatic lost to Elements. Sure, it's like, okay, I guess Fnatic's not the best team, but they probably shouldn't have lost to Elements. And then H2K lost to Unicorns of Love, and then Vitality lost to Roccat. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But I mean, looking at the EU LCS as a whole, I think the only surprises this year were probably G2 doing as well as they did. I think a lot of people thought they were going to do well, just not first place well.
Yeah.
Vitality doing well, and then kind of just Origin and Fnatic not doing as well as they should have. You know.
Yeah,
other than that, I feel like we could have called every single spot.
I definitely knew Giants and Roccat weren't going to do well because like they had shit teams. Like Roccat, I really loved last season, but that's because they had like shit like Nuke Duck and Yankos and stuff like that. But without them, like you're not going to have a good team. So it's pretty easy to call most of the things. I think you and I, at least for like a lot of the split, were like, okay, yeah, Origin's going to show up this week. Oh yeah, Fnatic's going to show up this week, and then they just didn't. But other than that, yeah, it seemed pretty easy to call, I guess.
Yeah, we're kind of just waiting for Origin and Fnatic to show up to play. It's weird. I still think, like, even going to playoffs is like, all right, Origin's just going to turn it on and mop the floor.
Yeah, and at this point, I don't think they will now, because it's like, it's almost too late.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm happy. I'm really excited, because I like Vitality. I've been hyping up Vitality, like, all split, dude. I remember my, when we were doing drafting for our fantasy, dude, I wanted to draft a lot of Vitality players, and then I didn't, because I got nervous, and I drafted a lot of Origin players, and then I lost.
And then you lost. Yeah. Speaking of fantasy, you haven't updated that in a very long time.
Yeah, you won. Shut up.
Yeah, I won pretty handedly.
I came third.
I think I elementsed you guys. I lost my last match.
Yeah, dude, I smashed you, by the way.
You did?
I got the most points of it at anyone this entire split that game, that week.
I
got 340 points or something.
Fuck, Amazing had more points than Rush did.
Yeah.
That was alright. But yeah, I went 7-2, pretty much won in every single fucking metric that there was. Most points for, fewest points against, most wins, fewest losses.
Yes, we get it. You're good at predicting virtual esports.
Yeah, dude, pretty
virtual
right.
gaming.
Even though I wasn't there for the draft, so
we gave you fucking double lift. You can eat cocks, dude.
You did give me double lift.
You wouldn't have got double lift and Bjergsen any other way. You purposely missed the draft so you get both by us like being nice.
Yeah, because you know me, I love Bjergsen.
Dude, he did pretty well for you.
He did do pretty well, but I probably wouldn't have drafted him if I were there.
Not first, but right. I mean, you would have taken him if he was open.
Probably, yeah. Thanks, Centrifuge, for your email. Next up is Andrew H. Hey guys, pretty well just wanted to know if y'all had thought about what you're going to do with new champions in the champion spotlight. Specifically, Aosh Aurelian Sol. Since we're already well past the A champions, has Mr. Universe himself pretty well missed his chance in the spotlight. Listening to the show, it's pretty badass. Even though you shit on ARAM, it's okay, I forgive you. Andrew H. Not to be confused with the other Andrew.
Did I shit on ARAM at some point?
I think we shit on Dominion.
Yeah, fuck Dominion. But
yeah, fuck Dominion, dude. I'm still down with that.
I think I shit on an ARAM tournament, which was because like the game is completely determined. Okay, you think that poke champions would be OP as fucking ARAM, and they are to a point. And then you just build bruisers, and then you win. Like if you get 5 bruisers, you can't lose.
Yeah.
Like there's zero way to lose. You're like, oh, Katarina's one of the best champions on ARAM. Nuh-uh, fucking like I don't know who's a generic bruiser. Yeah, Leona or
Leona Nautilus, Alistair.
Yeah, if you get shit like that, there's zero way you can lose. Like that's what
like
the meta.
You win early, and then you start team fighting, you lose.
Like, I wish that the Poke champions were better. You know what I mean? Like, despite them being annoying, it's like, oh no, they have a Katarina, they should be OP. Like, I'd rather have Katarina be the most OP motherfucker on that map than having Nautilus be the best champion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. But, no, I think when a new champion is released, we're going to go back on the week that they come out. So probably next week we'll go back and talk about, Aurelion Sol, even though we're not going to have, like, any experience with him.
I was going to say, maybe we should like, wait a week or two just so we can, actually talk about gameplay.
Yeah, so we'll wait until we all have enough time to kind of talk about that. And he should be releasing, like, if not tonight, then, like, tomorrow, I imagine. But no, we'll go back and cover him eventually. Thanks, Andrew H. Next one is from Mark. He says, "Hey guys, long-time listener for 3 years, first-time emailer. I have a question for you guys as people who have been playing League for a long time now. I've been playing League since around the end of Season 2, and recently, when I say recently, I mean halfway through Season 5, I stopped playing. At first it was because of a broken computer, but now I can't seem to get into it as much as I used to when I play. So do you guys have any tips of how to get back into it? Because I love the game and watching it. And to answer this week's roundtable question, Kirby eats pre-rework Garen, and he gets a big sword, but he still attacks with his fist and the ability to break their ranks. From maybe one of your biggest fans named Mark. So how do we get back into the game?
Dude, is he our biggest fan, or is he our biggest fan that's named Mark?
I'm going to say he's the biggest fan named Mark.
You think so?
Yeah, there's no comma to indicate otherwise.
That should be his title. Your biggest fan named
Mark. Your biggest fan named Mark. Yeah, you should. That should. Or whenever you email in, put that title. Get a bunch of friends to get into it. I don't know, like, make a bunch of friends. There are a ton of people in the LeagueCast club. Get an invite into there, and then just start playing. Like, ask, if people wanted to play, start getting some regulars to play with. Join our TeamSpeak. There's a bunch of people in there playing League all the time. Not to shill us out or anything, but that's a pretty easy way to get back into. Have some people you enjoy playing with and start playing with them.
Yeah, the game's way more fun to play with friends, so that's pretty well the best way to get back into it, I believe.
Yeah. Thanks, Mark. Biggest fan named Mark. Hey, this next one's from Jake. Hi guys, love the show. I'm a relatively new player, started playing around Christmas, and it fell into the 80 carry role. I just hit 30 and began playing ranked games. I was placed in Bronze 1, but find myself behind a lot of the time. When this happens, our team goes bonkers. Everybody tilts and we lose. What is a good strategy for dealing with the negativity? How do you guys deal with it at higher ranks? Thanks so much. Keep up the good work, Jake.
I like how you described like how I act sometimes. Like, like we don't say it in all chat or anything like he's saying, but like because obviously he knows that his team's going bonkers. But Nick sometimes will be like, "Man, our bot lane lost. This is new. This is new and exciting."
Oh yeah, like the chat that Aiden and I have outside of League of Legends is way different than the chat we have inside of League of Legends with our team. Outside, we could be like, "Wow, this fucking bot lane is shit. Like we're gonna lose because of them." But in like anytime they get a kill, we'll just be like, "Hey, good job."
Yeah, exactly. Like we won't say anything negative, but it's just funny like seeing like your bot lane gets double killed like 4 minutes into the game. You're like, "Oh, this is new." Like it happens
this
every
is
game.
New and exciting.
No, but don't worry about falling behind. Like it's a part about learning the game, right? You learn how certain matchups work, and like obviously if you mess up a trade or something in a matchup you've never played before, you're probably going to fall behind, and you're probably going to get snowballed on a little bit. But really, you're learning, so it's not that big of a deal. That's why you play League, to hopefully learn, then get better, then have fun because you're better at the game. To deal with negativity, though, a lot of the time you kind of just have to either ignore it or try to communicate that you're trying your best or something like that. People sometimes don't care. They'll be like, "No, fuck you, you're terrible." It's like, "Well, I'm trying." It's like, "No, you're terrible." It's like, okay, then you probably just want to mute them because they obviously they're already tilted that you're not doing as well as they think you should be. But yeah, just try to like be nice to your team. Try to like ask them what they want you to do, stuff like that. Try to like actually be a part of the team, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, it's actually very useful to like just go mid and help if your team wants that. Sometimes they don't want that. Sometimes they want you to like fuck off into your own lane. But yeah, try to help out your team the most you can. And if they're still being like rude and negative and stuff like that, just block them. There's no reason to like get yourself upset over it, right?
Yeah, it's just a game. Kind of remember that regardless of whether you win or lose, the point is to have fun. Yeah, you're gonna lose some ranked games. That's just a part of ranked. No one in the world is undefeated in ranked. Like you're gonna lose some games, and then like what Aiden and I do works like it works for both of us. You know, we still get to kind of express our feelings about how our team is doing, but in a way that's not going to get us like reported, you know,
or
not
even
harm
just like
our team
lower
in
them,
any way.
like lower the what do you call it, self-esteem of your team, right? Like telling someone that they're
Yeah.
shit probably isn't going to make them play better, right?
Yeah, so usually a good way to do it is like negative comments out loud, positive comments in chat. Like that's kind of a good rule of thumb.
Unless you're playing with a bunch of people, the negative comments are bad either way because it upsets your team. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the worst thing in the world. If like you're queuing with like 5 people or something like that, and like people are dying, and they're like, "Fuck this game! This game's over." It's like, no.
Yeah, no. All right, when you're playing with people like you're communicating with, then maybe you should just like view it as an opportunity to have fun versus to win. Friend of the show like Salvo Park and I, we played a bunch of games and we met this guy named Fahey, his league name, and he only played Lee Sin, and he wasn't the best. He was a Lee Sin main, but he wasn't like a rush level Lee Sin main. But he was like, we went into this program. I think it was like talk.gg, which is really cool. Like check it out. It just makes a chat room for you guys to talk in. But it was like we just had fun. We lost. I think we lost the very first game we played, and then we played 2 more and won both of them. But we just had fun the whole time, you know. Like whenever one of us would make a mistake, we would just overly like, well, I'm pretty much the best at League of Legends, so I don't know. It was a lot of fun. Like just try to have fun when you're playing with more people, I would say.
Yeah, just don't get upset when people like are rude because people are always rude in League. That's just with any game, you know what I mean? Any game with a big
People are
population.
always rude in the world. Like that's just how life works.
People are like, this community's so toxic. It's like because it's a massive thing, you know what I mean? Like there's like I'm sure WoW. Okay, WoW not so much because it's a game with like a subscription tied to it, or like a what's another free to play game that's like really that's not tied to anything. I'm trying to think, but any of those games with like
any Valve game, Dota, CS:GO.
I was gonna say, but that's tied to an account at least. But like I'm sure there's other games
yeah.
that have like these massive communities, right? And those communities are probably toxic unless the game like costs them a bunch of money and they get banned from it, right?
Yeah, so it's super. One of the reasons it's super toxic is because the game has been out for a very long time, and there are players like Aiden and I who've been playing for 5 or 6 years, and it's like, oh, you don't know what Annie does? Like, she's been out for 6 years. How do you not know? And then it's like it's hard for us to sometimes realize that this may be the very first time you're playing against an Annie. Like, she hasn't been popular in years, and then like if you started playing after she went through her run-of-the-mill meta like phase, then there's no opportunity for you to see her. Something like that. Like, there are explanations.
Fuck, I had a really cool point that I was gonna bring up. Now I lost it. I'm upset.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It was really no. It's because like fuck. What was it? Shit. I'll remember it by the end of the show probably.
It's hard to see from other people's point of view.
No, it was interesting.
Okay. All right. It was interesting. Well, thank you, Jake, for your email.
Yeah. Good luck,
and
dude.
On to the next one. Yeah. Hey, guys. I've been looking at... Oh, this is from Sam Stoll. I've been looking at some pro builds for AD carries and wondering why do AD carries take attack speed quints? Wouldn't a flat AD be better for last hitting and ability damage? They seem to run them on even on Lucian, my AD carry main, who scales well with bonus AD rather than attack speed. Thanks again and keep up the good work. This one's pretty easy. If you have 3 attack speed quints, you are able to last hit under turret at early levels. If you don't have those attack speed quints, you don't actually have enough attack speed to get the to get the auto before the turret hits for the range casters, and then the turret hit, and then you hit the the caster minion again with an auto to clean it up before the turret attacks again.
Nick, is it
What's
actually
up?
3 or is it 2? I'm pretty sure it's 2. Is it 3 though?
Because
Because I've been running 2 since the season started.
I run 3.
'Cause
I'm not sure what.
Maybe I'm
not
a
sure if
fucking
it's
moron,
changed.
but I'm running 2. You know what I mean?
Is that do you have trouble last hitting under turret?
No, but like
On anything but Jhin?
no. But you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like I obviously saw this somewhere. That's why I'm running it. You know what I mean? But maybe it's out
Yeah.
of date. I don't know. I'll have to
I don't
look
know.
into that. What other people are running? I'm running 2 and then
are
1
you-
attack damage.
Oh, okay, yeah. I miss lifesteal quints, dude.
Yeah.
They were pretty fun. But yeah, that's pretty much why. You take attack speed so you can last under turret. If you're playing someone like Lucian and you're confident that you can just shove the wave in like constantly, then I mean flat attack damage may be better. I always take flat AD on Ezreal, just because I don't like Ezreal with attack speed, and he has the Q to work as an auto. But yeah, that's the reason why. Next one is from Onion Man of Greece. What a username! That's so good. And then he says, "Hi guys, just started listening. I'm a big fan of the show. Recently returned to League after an almost 2-year absence. I left when Talon was new. Wow, that's a long time. No longer have any idea what's going on, and I'm basically relearning the game from scratch. Back in my day, I used to support Soraka and Leona, and I'm interested in picking this back up again. It seems my old strategy of just keeping the AD carry alive and keeping a green ward in River Bush is no longer very effective, as my team keeps yelling at me for doing nothing. What is support now? What should I make my main goals in the support goal, or in the support role? What is the basic strategy of a support character in this day and age of League? Hope this email finds you doing pretty well. Thanks for the show. I feel like I'm learning a lot. Sincerely, Onion Man of Greece." This is actually a really good question.
Yeah.
Because it's come a long way from, like, Sona, Soraka, Lulu. Like, you just keep your AD carry alive. Now, I would say support is, like, you decide, you have control of bottom lane. You decide when you start fighting, when you don't, like that sort of thing. If you ever have an opportunity to like get some free damage on the AD carry, or I have an opportunity to go all in, you take it. The AD carry has to follow up because you're the one making the plays.
I agree with that, yeah. And I also think on like a larger scale, you decide how the role is played, meaning that there's so many different types of supports in the game now. The role is vastly different. Like, obviously, you can play the Sonas, the Sorakas, or the Jannas, which are kind of like the heal bots, or the shield bots, or the peel bots, right? But, like, you can play shit like Braum, or... I'm just trying to think, like, Braum is more of, like, a support that you pick into different things that have, like, you're actually trying to block shit. Like, you pick Braum into Jhin pretty well every single time it's picked, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you pick Nami, or... I'm just trying to think, like... Nami, what's another who's like Nami or Lux or something like that, where it's kind of like an AP type support-ish mid, you know what I mean, or like a mid support type thing, right? Or there's the Threshes and the Blitzcranks, which are going for kills all the time. It's just, there's so many different supports in this game, and they all fill so many different roles, which I think is really cool. And then there's like the off-meta top lane supports with like Shen and shit, like
Shen, Nautilus, fucking Trundle.
yeah, like that, like all that stuff's viable. That's why support's so interesting to me. So
Yeah.
you kind of have to choose what you want to do. Like if you're gonna stick to your like Janna, I mean your Soraka or your Sona and stuff, then yeah, you're kind of just sitting back and healing sort of thing. And then it changes a little bit in team fights because you're squishy as fuck. But I mean, for laning, there's not much you can really dictate. But like then again, if you play something like Thresh or Blitzcrank, you're completely dictating the lane 100%. And then if you're playing like Nami or Janna, you're peeling the entire lane or like setting up engages. It changes support to support, I think, for every game.
Yeah, I think so too. But at the end of the day, you kind of get to dictate the pace of the lane. Like you get to determine if your AD carry is going to be aggressive or not. If they're gonna have to sit back and kind of let you protect them or just farm. Like if you play Soraka or Janna, unless you're playing a ridiculously good Janna, you should probably just turn it into a farm lane. Like you'll eventually outscale them just because Janna's like really, really good late game.
What do you think about like in mid game or like end game? What should supports be focused on? Mainly just peeling for their teammate.
Yeah, I would. So there's I think there's either there's two options. Either you're the engage, like a Leona, a Braum, and Alistair. You have to go in and make the team fight happen. Or you're playing someone like Soraka, Lulu, Sona, the Janna, those sorts of champions where you kind of want to follow up, but at the same time, your job is to keep your AD carry alive. Like that's the most important thing to you, and your kit kind of revolves around that. Like Janna's the best peeler in the game. You're not going to use that to flash engage a fight, You're going to use that you should be using it to protect your AD carry, protect your mid laner, like that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it all depends on like your team comp. If you need to engage, if you don't have a good engage, like with your team comp, then you should be looking for fights as engaging, supports. But if you do, you should look back to kind of like play defensive, stop the Zed from one-shotting your AD carry, because now your AD carry can pretty much like 1v5,
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, it's mainly his peel, I guess, but there's definitely other things that come into support depending on the champion, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, peel is kind of the thing that's found through all supports, right?
Yeah, so you definitely want to keep your AD carry alive, like as your like you used to, but you want to do it in sort of like an aggressive manner.
Yeah.
Not just sit behind them and then make sure they're alive.
Yeah, there's a lot of time. Like you're playing a champion with a lot of CC most of the time with support, so like especially if you're playing like Janna, Nami, something like that. So there's definitely times where you have to be fairly far up and hitting those knockups to deny damage.
Yeah, because all right, so if you stay behind them, yeah, they stay alive, but they're pretty much 2v1ing, and you're just kind of like an extra minion that doesn't attack. So you kind of have to be up there, be aggressive, make sure that the enemies know that it's a 2v2, not a 2v1.
I agree.
And then just keep playing. Like you'll pick it up. The bot lane has a lot of nuances that it's hard to explain without actually
Power
playing a ton of
spikes,
games.
item spikes.
Yeah, but you'll get it. Like you've played it before. It's gonna be pretty easy for you to get back eventually. And then finally, Little Barnabas says, "Hey guys, Little Barnabas here. I got tired of doing really well in support, which I main, so I decided I would switch to top lane with Gnar. Problem is I keep getting put at support, so I just play support Gnar. I get that this is very far from any kind of meta, but what runes, masteries would you guys recommend, and what support item do you think I should start? I've been going Spell Thieves. Thanks guys. Oh boy.
I'd go coin, I guess, as my starting for sure.
Yeah, coin would be good. Spell Thieves I think would be pretty alright too, just because of the extra gold.
I think in a perfect world you'd get Targons, but that requires you to like actually last hit properly, you know what I mean? But
yeah, and Gnar doesn't have a lot of attack damage.
yeah, he is like 40 something early. So I'd personally go coin first.
Yeah, I would go coin too.
As for look, let's go through masteries first. Masteries have to be easier, right? Just in theory.
Maybe.
So are you going all the way down defensive or all the way down cunning? I mean, no, you're not. You're
I
definitely
would
not
go all
going
the way down defensive, and either take Bond of Stone or Strength of the Ages.
or why not grasp?
Because it's not good on ranged champions.
Oh, it is halved. Fuck, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're going Bond of Stone. We're going Bond of Stone. So you go all the way down Resolve, picking up like all the health regen and like base health and stuff like that. All the way down to Bond of Stone, so your support takes less damage. Kind of makes sense. And then down Cunning, you go all the way down, taking the movement speed out of combat. Yeah, Wanderer.
Secret Stash.
Yeah.
Merciless Bandit.
Yeah, Merciless and then Bandit. Yep, you were right. I like that. Yeah.
I think.
Dude, I haven't played too much support Gnar in my days.
How many games do you think is not too much support Gnar?
I mean, I think that it's maybe played a couple hundred times probably in the world.
Yeah.
I am not one of those lucky people to play it or have it played on my team. What do we take on runes, Nick?
I would take just generic Gnar runes,
Yeah, you don't.
I don't know what runes those are. If you run attack speed, I would run attack speed. And then I would definitely max Boomerang. I think that's probably the easiest choice.
Dude, my rune Gnar runes, unless I'm playing against something specific, are 80 reds, 80 quints. Because he has like fucking 0 attack damage.
Yeah.
So maybe you want to change this up though for like actual bot lane though, right?
Maybe.
And then I'm running armor
or
and
just flat
magic
attack
resist.
damage.
Like,
yeah, that's what I would do. Flat armor, flat MR.
well, I usually run per level for top, but yeah, for bottom lane you need flat because like you're gonna get traded on.
Yeah.
That would be hard to build.
Then, all right. Yeah, but I feel like it might actually turn out kind of okay. So you would poke super hard as Little Gnar, and then as soon as you transform, you should just try to go all in. Like, he's so hard to kill. He does a ton of damage. Does a bunch of CC.
Nick, do you want to play support? Want to play Glacian? I'll play support now.
Yeah, dude, I'm down. Let's do it.
We're gonna win, okay?
We're gonna.
We'll report back next week. It's like a little book club sort of thing.
Yeah, we're gonna do our book report on support NAR, and then we're gonna present it to the class next week.
Dude, I like this idea weekly. We'll try to think up a concept, or someone else will think up a concept, and we'll do like a book report on how it went.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
We're gonna play at least one game, meaning that if it's awful, like. I'm not saying support NAR is awful, but if there's a thing that's not great, then we're going to play one game of it max, and we'll probably lose it. And if it's fun, we'll play multiple games.
And then we're going to report back on our huge sample size of one game.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, we'll definitely know how good it is probably after one game, but if it's fun, we'll continue to play it.
Too. Yeah.
I like that idea,
but
dude.
yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, send in emails. What do you want Aiden and I to play in the bot lane?
For the League of Legends book club.
Yeah, for the League of Legends book club. That's what we're going to call it.
And then you guys can all go out and play your games in the next week, telling us about the book club also.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, do that. That sounds
Go
fun.
play support NAR.
Yeah, go play support NAR and tell us what you think. And you can do that by liking us on Facebook at, I think it's Leakcast Podcast.
Yeah.
Twitter at Leakcast. Come tell us in TeamSpeak, ts.leakcastpodcast.com. It's free. It always will be. There's no password, and you can just jump in there and talk to us. Message us on League of Legends if you want to be invited to our club. Aiden's username is 420. The first 420 is numbers. The second 420 is spelled out 420. And then the last 420 is numbers again.
Straight
it's really hard to explain
oh fuck!
that.
I forgot to say something. So let me pull. You go through that, and I'll say it at the end.
Okay. My username is King Space Lardout, capital K, capital L, and Chris's is LC Chris, with a space between LC and Chris. Just message one of us, and we'll get you in here. You know, easy peasy.
Yeah.
You wanna say what you're gonna say?
I'm finding it right now. I'm finding it. Fuck. What is this guy's name? Shit. Does it delete messages sometimes? Please don't tell me it does. Oh, you found it.
I think there's a. Okay.
So my account name is 420, right?
Uh-huh.
And apparently I added this kid from my high school like a couple of years ago, probably like 4 years ago, like because he's a friend of a friend of a friend sort of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we had to play the game of League together. And he messages me a couple days ago. It's like on League because you had to save the messages on the phone app. And he's like, "Who's this?" And I'm like, "I don't remember who you are." And he's like, "Lol, my name's blank." And I'm like, "Oh, it's blank." He's like, "Word, you from?" And then he lists my hometown, right? And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Yeah, I used to live with my friend who, like, obviously I met him through." He's like, "Got kicked out." I'm like, "Okay, cool. I guess that's how I know you." And he's like, "I see your username. If you ever need some bomb kush, I got like 3 guys in town with that killer shit." And then he's like, "I'm in blank now." He's like, my buddy always has like 15 to 20 kinds. It's awesome, lol." And I didn't message him back.
Shit, that's hilarious.
I'm like, it's like, okay, I'm not in high school anymore. Like,
oh my god, that's so funny.
I'm just like, that's pretty fucking funny though.
Holy shit, I got some bomb kush.
God, my buddy's got some. It's so good.
And then finally, if you like our show and you want to support us, you can support us at patreon.com/WarFinch.
Yeah, give us that bomb kush.
And give us money so Aiden can buy bomb kush. 3 kinds of bomb kush.
No, 15 to 20, dude.
Oh, 15 to 20. Holy shit. All right. We need more monies then for more bomb kush.
So funny.
Yeah. But thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you guys next week. Goodbye.
See ya.
Ciao.